Hi there, and thanks for taking some time to learn more about Part B of your annual assessment report. This is an amazing opportunity to really showcase all that your unit has to offer and highlight the impact this work has on Kean University students and surrounding communities. During this session, we will highlight all of the need-to-know information for successfully completing Part B of your annual report. While we know there is a need for this report to be a collaborative effort, as the assessment leader in your unit, you will be able to advance your working knowledge of gathering data and writing your annual report, generate an action plan for assessing the data collected from the measures indicated in Part A of your annual report, and synthesize actions taken based on data collected to support institutional effectiveness and best practices, and include these in your unit's annual report by the June 30th deadline. Part B of the annual report consists of 4 primary sections: data results, which consists of diving deeper into administrative surveys, documentation, interviews, and so on, to highlight whether or not your unit has met its goals and objectives. For action items based on data collection, remember that the expectation is not to be perfect. If you had a seamless program or initiative, amazing, highlight that. If you ran into some hiccups or roadblocks, that's okay too. Both are opportunities to highlight what went well and where we can make some adjustments for continuous growth. One thing to highlight is that if you haven't already started administering post surveys, etc., now is definitely the time so that you're not finding data. We have a few life hacks to help avoid this for future years. For data results and action items based on data collection sections, you will need to repeat the process for each measure represented in Part A of your annual report. As for professional development, this is an opportunity to highlight what your unit already knows, what it needs to know, and what it does not know. We're excited to share with you a fun activity to explore and invest in professional development opportunities that are transformative and transcend into the work your unit is doing and hopes to do. And finally, Part B of the annual assessment is a great opportunity to highlight your need for financial resources. These budget line increases should support vacancies visible in your data results and action items based on data collection. The first portion of Part B is data results. Let's explore that a bit further.
A lot happened in the fall semester, and we do not assume you remember everything in Part A of your annual report. To acquaint yourself with some of its content, we want to encourage you to open up Part A of your annual assessment while you view this video. Now, I want you to choose one initiative from the fall semester that has come full circle to work with over the next few minutes. To start, you'll work on summarizing the data you collected from the measures indicated. How does this data show your unit has made progress towards meeting the stated goal or objective? And how does this data show that you have not made progress towards meeting the stated goal or objective? At this time, we encourage you to pause the video, engage with Part A of your unit's assessment report, and identify which goals and objectives you've successfully met and which ones you're still working towards. Now that we have taken some time to synthesize the data from a fall program, take a moment and identify 2 programs, one program that went really well and another that could use some adjusting. The second portion of Part 2 is action items based on data collected. Here we want to highlight that this section is repeated for each goal and objective stated in Part 1. With your 2 programs, we want to focus on continuous improvement. For the event that did not go so well, can you pinpoint why it didn't go well? Can you identify 1 to 2 solutions to improve this event for future years? If you notice a relationship between your data and COVID-19 regarding numbers, outcomes, new initiatives in place, and so on, be sure to indicate that. For the event that you selected that went really well, what went well about it? Why did it go well? How do you know it went well? Is this a new initiative? Is it an older initiative? If the latter, do you remember it going as well in the beginning? If your data shows you're meeting your goals and objectives, then this may suggest you identify a new target to enhance the effectiveness and efficiency of a particular program and service. One final note is that you can display your data however you feel best represents your unit's accomplishments. Some will choose to represent this through narrative, others like to use pure charts, and some do a blend of both. The template provides you with everything you need in the report, but how you choose to write it is up to you. The third part of Section 2 is professional development needs. In the words of John Dewey, his research suggests that education comes from experience. All experiences were not educational. John Dewey's quote on experience and learning is not only relevant to our students, but to us as professionals. Through the process of reflecting and writing our unit's annual report, there will be opportunities to identify vacancies in skills and knowledge and opportunities for growth. One way you can identify these areas is by completing the Rumsfeld and Knowledge Matrix, either individually or as a team. Based on the known to unit and not known to unit, identify what you want to learn and research possible opportunities to expand upon these unknowns through conferences and workshops. The final part of the annual assessment is the budget line request. Please go ahead and fill this chart in as necessary for your unit. If you are participating in the Budget Request Form pilot program, you will receive direct communication from the Office of Institutional Effectiveness with further instruction. You will still complete this document as part of your annual assessment, in addition to completing the form. Now that we've covered all of the parts of Part B for the annual assessment, we encourage you to reach out to the Office of Institutional Effectiveness for further support. As a reminder, reports are due June 30th, and we're happy to help along the way. Thanks for